The lungs of the earth are going to be given back to it, which is all these trees and all of these flowers, and it's going to be a whole total different vibration.
The glory of Lebanon shall come unto thee, the fir tree, the pine tree, and the box together, to beautify the place of my sanctuary, and I will make the place of my feet glorious. The whole earth is at rest and is quiet. They break forth into singing. Yea, the fir trees rejoice in thee, and the cedars of Lebanon, saying, since thou art laid down, no fella is come up again.
All right, Shalom. First and foremost, I would like to give all praise and glory unto Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Makakwadash. Double honors unto the apostles and the elders of GMS who rule well, teach well, being great examples towards younger brothers. And peace and blessings and salutations to the hopeful elect out there pushing his word and truth and in sincerity across the four winds in the name of Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai, pushing to get up out of here. Shalom to the hopeful elect, the believers, the listeners, whom have came back into the obedience of the scriptures through faith in Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai. And what I want to get into today, is a lesson called lean into it. Lean into it. Okay? Because as we've been called, to this ministry, and the scriptures say, as we believe, therefore have we spoken, and it's based off our faith, that motivates us, to do the works. Okay. And as we've been given opportunity, we really have to, take advantage of this privilege. Okay. And lean into it. I want to get that terminology, lean into it is something, that you will hear, in the world. And when you go into the meaning of it, it says lean into it means to embrace, engage with, or commit wholeheartedly to something, especially a challenge, idea, or situation, by facing it with determination and enthusiasm rather than avoidance, often finding strength or benefit, in the difficulty. It suggests a proactive, strong response, whether it's tackling a tough project, embracing, and experience, you're bad at, or fully committing to a concept, or fully commit to a concept. And this definition of lean into it is the exact mindset and the spirit that we should be in with this ministry, man. Okay? To embrace, to engage or commit wholeheartedly to something. Okay? And we should be fully embraced in this, engaged into this, man, understanding what we understand. If we believe, okay, when you go into, what's at stake, what's at hand, what's to come, the promises, the goodness of Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai, we should be engaged. We should lean into it. Whatever gift, whatever talent we've been given, whatever portion of faith, of understanding we've been given, we should take that and lean into it. Okay, let's read this definition again. Lean into it means to embrace, engage with, or commit wholeheartedly to something, especially a challenge, idea, or situation, by facing it with determination and enthusiasm rather than avoidance, often finding strength or benefit in difficulty. It suggests a proactive, strong response, whether it's tackling a tough project, embracing an experience you're bad at, or fully committing to a concept, man. And we should be fully committed to the concept of a righteous, eternal kingdom, okay, of life. We're coming back to life, man. We're going to get to enjoy the earth, and beyond forever in righteousness, man. Okay, in abundance. Okay, with Yahweh Shai. Okay, and we should be fully committed, to that concept, and the Lord has given us, health, strength, time, space, okay, the privilege, okay, to be a part of this ministry, and we should fully embrace, okay, what the Lord has given us opportunity to be a part of. All right. So let's go here real quick to the book of Ecclesiastes, because this what inspired the lesson. When I read this, when you go into Ecclesiastes chapter 9, all right, verse 10, it says, whatsoever thy hand findeth to do, do it with thy might. For there is no work, nor device, nor knowledge, nor wisdom in the grave, whither thou goest. Okay, and we only have this one space of time, okay, right now, to serve and to labor and to toil in this thing, to be pleasing to our power. The Lord has allotted us a grace period to be pleasing unto him. Why not lean into it? Look at all the things we leaned into in the world. When we had certain vices and things that we was into, we leaned into those things. Okay, we sacrificed for it. You see, we put time into it. All right. So how much more as we embraced, if we've been brought into something that's eternal, how much more to lean into something that's eternal? So if the Lord has allowed us to put our hand to this plow, we should lean into it, tap into it. Every brother according, to their ability, man. And I want to get this in the book of 1 Timothy chapter 4. All right. And I want to read in the AMP, starting at verse 14. All right. 144. Timothy 4:14, it says, do not neglect the spiritual gift within you, because each brother, has been given a gift, and that gift is not to be neglected. Okay. That gift is to be sharpened, harnessed, all right, wielded. As Apostle Paul say, what? He magnified his office. Okay. Means that what? He went above and beyond according to the measure that was given unto him. Okay. And then, because this is our legacy, man. When we, Lord will, we make it to a kingdom, man. We will want, our legacy that brother went above and beyond. You want to have that type of legacy, man. Of according to what the Lord gave that brother, you see, he did his thing in the spirit, and it's all in humility, man. Not a thing of boasting and bragging. Look at me, no. It's just a thing of, I finna show my appreciation. The Lord giving me an opportunity to come back. He giving me an opportunity to reign with him. I finna show my appreciation for this. And it's the building up of the body. You brothers, all right, you few and sisters that's being edified, man. That's the reward. That's beyond money. Okay, that's beyond status in this world. That's beyond anything, to see, fellow Israelites, grow in the faith. And then we're able to sharpen each other, men, iron sharpening iron, brothers, feeding off each other, man, and we're growing, you see, and that's a value that can't be measured, okay, that we have the privilege to partake in this, man. So the Lord has given us gifts, okay, to forward the ministry, to forward the body, okay. It says, do not neglect the spiritual gift within you, that spiritual endowment which was intentionally bestowed on you by the Holy Spirit through prophetic utterance when the elders laid their hands, all right, on you, and we always go into it. The apostles and elders didn't have to physically lay hands on every brother, okay, but in the spirit, through their teachings, okay, they laid hands on the body, okay, and through this teaching, all right, their gift has been activated, okay, in each brother, and as that gift has been activated, okay, we should lean into it, okay, really engage and embrace this thing, You see? Verse 15, it says, practice and work hard on these things. Be absorbed in them. You see? Be absorbed in them. Lean into it. The scriptures promote us leaning into it. Okay? This is spiritual war. We on the trenches. We in the trenches out here, man. You see? Every brother, and that's why the body is so beautiful, because every brother got their office, so that allows everyone to focus on their expertise in the spirit. Because a gift is likened to the Lord, blessing us to having certain expertise in the spirit. And each brother, fulfilling their office, because this is being handled, that's being addressed, this being addressed, because every brother can't address everything, but every brother addressing, things pertaining to their office, it frees other brothers up to, fulfill their office, man. So it's all nation minded. This thing of leaning into it is from an aspect of being nation minded. Okay, it's not a thing of trying to stand out. It's about being nation minded and leaning into the gift that was given unto us. Okay, and it says, practice and work hard on these things. Be absorbed in them completely. Okay, completely occupied in your ministry. You see, leaning into it, completely occupied in your ministry, man. And it look different from, for different brothers, according to a brother's office. All right, but we all want to be leaned into this thing. Okay, so that your progress will be evident to all, because everybody benefits. Everybody benefits from that. Because we all play a part, okay, of something bigger than us. We're just a part of a whole, and we want to be on point within our part for the betterment of the whole. Okay? So it says, pay close attention to yourself. Concentrate on your personal development. Because just like in sports, like it says, so that your progress will be evident to all. You can tell, when Jake, been in the lab on that jumper. Jake been working on their handles. Just making an example. But the whole team will benefit from that. Now he's more reliable now. Now he has more ability, which forced the whole team. But it's evident, like, oh yeah, he been in the lab. You can tell over the summer, certain Jakes come back. Like, yeah, he been in the lab. Jake jumping a little higher. You're like, okay, yeah, Jake been tapped in this summer. So how much more for us in the spirit? That's why Apostle Paul said these, if they do it, he always compared the ministry to, sports, athletics. He will make the point like, okay, they do it for a corruptible crown. These athletes are disciplined. They lean into, their craft for a corruptible crown, for vanity. You see how much more us, an incorruptible crown, should we be leaning into our craft, man? Okay? Verse 16, it says, pay close attention to yourself. Concentrate on your personal development and to your teaching. All right? Making sure the doctrine on point. Preserve in these things. All right? It says, persevere in these things. Hold to them. For as you do this, you will ensure salvation both for yourself, all right, and for those who hear you. Okay? Because I say, we have, been privileged and honored, okay, to be able to labor for the sake of Yahushua, to serve the King. And by serving the King, what we're serving, all right, in his vineyard. Okay, we're feeding his sheep. We're feeding the King's sheep. We're feeding the King's sheep. You see? So we want to be on point, all right, to make sure what the sheep are kept until the return of Yahweh Shai. Okay, we want the sheep to be in the best situation possible, okay, before the return of Yahweh Shai, man. And that's the motivation behind it all, of leaning into it, you know. So that's the point. You know, Lord will, you brothers, all right, and you sisters edify once again. I want to give all praise and glory unto Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Kakadash, and double honors unto the apostles and the elders of GMS. Rule well, teach well, being great example towards younger brothers. And peace and blessings, salutations to the hopeful. Shalom.